Okay, so right now we have break, and during break we have 10 minutes to do whatever we want. I don't really want to do anything, so I don't really spend my breaks doing much. And then Maito, this is Maito, he just goes on his phone during break. I'm gonna tell you guys, every time we have Japanese, my head hurts so much. It's so hard to think in Japanese, it's so hard to speak Japanese. Nothing has taxed my brain more, but I'm slowly getting it. From when I started learning Japanese a year ago, I've improved tenfold. You know, I can have conversations in Japanese, and I've come a long way. But, you know, there's still so much more we can learn.
What a good boy.
There's still so much more we can learn.
He's doing so well.
I am doing pretty well. Okay, so I think class, specifically Japanese class, is an amazing reason to come study abroad. As I was saying before, my Japanese really has improved so much since I've come here, and it's because my teachers are amazing, it's because my friends are amazing. We all want to learn Japanese together, so it's just an amazing boost to increase our language capabilities. But besides from class, there's actually a bunch of even bigger reasons almost about why you should study abroad in Japan or just study abroad in general. And I'm speaking all this from my experience. So first of all, I want to say that I've grown so much as a person since coming here. I think I've really matured into myself. I've really discovered who I am, you know, my values, all the things that make me me. This time abroad has just been an amazing time of self-discovery, even more so than I thought it'd be. And it's because, you know, when I first came here, I didn't know anyone, I didn't bring anyone with me. All I had was me. So I had a lot of time to myself to really discover how I handle adversity, what I do with my free time, just who I am. And I will say, I will qualify that this kind of experience is not for everyone. Maybe studying abroad is not for everyone. Because in the very beginning, it is not easy. At least for me, I felt very lonely when I first came here because I didn't have any friends, I didn't know anyone. All my friends were back home having fun in college while I was in Japan trying to learn Japanese. It wasn't that easy when I first started. I won't lie to you, there was times where I doubted whether coming to Japan was even the right decision. But it's because of these challenges and this adversity that I've faced that I've been able to grow. Without it, there would be no growth, right? It's only because I was so lonely at first that I've truly understood the importance of having a community, of having friends that are there supporting you and surrounding you. Being the American that I am very independent, and I'm like, me, I need to achieve this, I need to achieve that. But being here in Japan has shown me the importance of, sure, I can achieve my own things, but I'm not really gonna enjoy it if I don't have people to share it with. Coming to Japan has also ridden me of my FOMO, of my fear of missing out. When I first came to Japan, you know, that first month I was in Japan, my FOMO was huge because it wasn't going exactly how I wanted it to. And I'd see all my friends on Instagram, on social media, back home, at my college, having fun without me. And I was like, dang, that's no good. I am regretting this. And you know, at this point, I actually had two options because originally I was only supposed to stay here for a single semester for like 10 weeks just in Japan. But I quickly realized that I could possibly extend my stay for the full year. And I had this decision. I was like, okay, I can either extend my stay here in Japan for the full year, which was the dream for me for so long, to just live in Japan, or, you know, I'm not really enjoying my stay right now, so I can just leave real quickly after the 10 weeks are up. Those were my two decisions. And I ended up taking the year-long decision, even though at the time I did not want to stay in Japan. It was too much. And I did so because I wanted to see it through. I didn't want to have regrets when I was older. That's like, oh, what would have happened if I stayed for the year? What would have happened if I tried harder to acclimate to Japan? I didn't want to wonder what if. So that's what ultimately made me decide to stay the full year. And I am so glad that I did, because soon after that, I started to get used to Japan. And now I've been here for like 9 months and I'm having a blast. Like I'm truly, really, really enjoying myself. And the way this relates to FOMO is now that I can reflect on this decision and everything that's happened since, I've realized that yes, I have missed a ton from my home college. I just have. A lot of life, a lot of experiences with all my friends that I have there. I've missed it all. But instead, I've had this wonderful, once-in-a-lifetime experience living in Japan. And I've realized that with whatever decision that you make, there's gonna be tons of things that you miss out on because you can't have everything. You're only one person, so you can only do one thing at a time. And so all you can do is when you pick your thing that you're gonna do, just commit to it. Just commit to it and see it through fully and experience all the gifts that it will give you. By the way, I hope you guys don't mind that I'm just like dumping my whole philosophy on you guys. And I'm not saying I'm like a philosopher or anything, but for me, a lot of the takeaways that I've got from my study abroad here have been in my mindset. So that's why I'm talking about my mindset. And another big mindset shifter for me has been the global perspective that I've gained since coming here. Again, when you go to a completely new country, everything that you know changes. And you realize that the world is a lot bigger than the town that you lived in, than the state that you live in, than the country that you live in. And kind of realizing that puts all your problems that you had previously into perspective. And you realize that they might seem big to you at the moment, but that's because you're in like a small pool or something. And the pool only has space for you and your problem. But then when you move to a vast ocean and it's just you and your problem, you realize that there's so much more space and your problem isn't as big as you really thought it was. And I'd say just in general that I've become much stronger since coming here. I've learned to have more confidence in myself and in my decisions. I've also learned to just accept when things don't go well, when things aren't how I want them to be, just accepting them and working from those circumstances instead of just trying to change the world. I don't have the power to change the world. I only have the power to change my perspective and change my actions. And so I realized that I'm just gonna take whatever's given to me and just make the best of what I got. And this has made me much happier, much more confident in myself, and I'm really excited to see how I take on the world in the future. And it's only thanks to this whole year that I spent abroad in Japan. And lastly, I want to say that coming here in Japan has improved my YouTube channel 100-fold. I've really been able to find my voice here on YouTube. The videos that I'm making now are coming from me, from what I want to put out in the world, from what I want to express. And this is something that never happened before. You know, before I came to Japan, I was just copying other YouTubers and I didn't know my own voice. But since I've been here and I've experienced this new life and I've just been making tons and tons of awesome videos, I've really been able to find what makes me special, the kind of videos that only I can make. And you know, even though I'm not at like 100,000 subscribers like I thought I'd be before I came here, I feel like I have the capabilities to get there from now on. I'm super excited for the videos that I'm gonna make once I leave Japan. I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, Ethan, you should stay, Japan, you should just make Japan. But I promise you, I got some special stuff planned. And I hope that you guys will join me for the adventure because it is just beginning. It hasn't even started yet, to be honest. There's so much I want to do, so much things I'm gonna see. And I hope you guys want to see it with me as well. That was awkward, but okay, let me end it.